Hey now, Bickety Grizz here. Today I got something ultra cool, ultra discontinued, ultra weird, I guess. I don't know. This is one of those models that, Wenger, when they were still around, they were much more adventurous than Victorinox with their configurations. They would put crazy stuff like a compass or a laser pointer or even a telescoping pointer in a pocket knife. And I mean, they tried to make flashlight knives that had like a AA battery in them. The battery's as big as the whole friggin' knife. But that being said, some of these models are pretty cool, and this is one that's got a couple of cool things going on. And it's a little model called the Matterhorn. And this thing is in stupendous shape. I don't think this was ever used. I'm surprised it's even out of the box. That's how clean it is. I mean, usually these shields are all busted up. It has the actual embossed shield rather than just a printed shield. So there's actually a piece of aluminum in there with that anodized color on it. Much more durable. The printed shields just wipe away, basically. But man, we've got the patented, super awesome, hidden, whatever you want to call it, Wenger style toothpicks and tweezers that slide inside the handle so that you don't really see them from the outside. It kind of gives you one continuous scale. I like the look. The problem is with these things is what happens is, if you notice, this little toothpick has like two little stops on it, and the inside stop is to give you enough room to get your thumbnail under it. But what happens is this little piece wears away, and then it goes in all the way, and then you can't get your thumbnail under it, and you got to take the tweezers out to get the toothpick out. Super annoying. It happens all the time. Deal with it. So what tools do we got here? First up, we've got a backside Phillips driver, which makes no sense, and you'll see why in a few minutes. But anyway, there it is, the backside Phillips. We've got that reamer, bam, Bickety Bow. Look at that guy. Nice. I haven't looked at a Wenger in a while. I like the Wenger reamer. It's a little longer, a little leaner, a little meaner. I love it. We got the opening layer. Bam. We got the patented push-to-lock flathead screwdriver, cap lifter, wire stripper, all that good stuff. You know, you push down on the screw, and this actually, there's like a slot, rather than just a round hole for the pin, it's slotted, so this whole thing slides back, and then it can't close up on you and bust your knuckles. We've got the lobster claw style can opener from Wenger. This is the style they've been using since 1976, I believe. Something like that. Yeah, in 1973 they switched to this style, but it was a little smaller. Then in 1976 they made the big one, which they stuck with right until the end, until Victorinox took it out and put their can opener in there. Next up, we got the blades. We've got a little clip blade. That is the one thing I love about Wenger knives, aside from the fact that they're 85 millimeters, 3 inches, the perfect size for a Swiss Army knife. They come with a clip blade or a nail file. I actually like having the nail file on me, but if I'm going to have a second blade, a clip it should be. And we've got, of course, look at that. Bam. The semi-serrated main blade on the Matterhorn. What an absolute beaut, man. Love it. This is my first serrated Swiss Army knife. I'm not a big fan of serrated blades, and there's a good reason for that. Why? First of all, they're almost always applied the wrong way, at least if you're right-handed. If you're right-handed and holding the knife like this, you would want the serrations on this side, not the other side. But that's how they always do it. Great for somebody who's left-handed. I could take or leave serrations. What are serrations for? Serrations are for people who don't know how to sharpen knives, because you can saw through the stuff with it, basically. If you don't know how to sharpen a knife, you get a serrated knife, and then you pat yourself on the back, and you're a knife guy now. Yeah. Bam. Then, next up, we've got this interesting little guy here. The Foldaway Carabiner. I don't know of many knives that they put this on. I know there's at least another one. I'm sure there's a couple, maybe like the Yuli Steck, like some of the really specialized knives. But I think that's really cool. I just like the idea of just, you know, if you're going to be using your knife a bunch, like if you were in heavy winter clothes and got gloves on and stuff, this would be great for like hanging it onto your zipper or something, so it's easier to get to if you're like, you know, going back between forth using this and another tool or something like that. That's a great idea. And the other great thing you get with that is an inline Phillips driver, which is fantastic, but it really confuses me why they didn't just put a corkscrew on it, because that would be a lot more useful than 2 Phillips drivers. Especially, we all know the 90-degree T drivers suck. I mean, we can just admit it. These back drive Phillips, they're not that great. I mean, they're okay in a pinch. It's better than nothing. But, you know, they're super annoying to use. Like, you need to turn the screw a million times. You're either doing this or it's just a nightmare. I hate those things. And then, last but not least, the piece de la resistance, that survival whistle. You know, they were really, there was a point where Wenger was going to try just about anything. I mean, they made a specialized Swiss Army knife for rollerblades, for God's sake. So, you know, they were really jumping on any fad that came by. But yeah, they got the survival whistle on here. Here, let me give it a little toot. You won't be able to see it, but not particularly loud. It's a very high pitch. It's like a little lower than like a dog whistle, basically. The reason that they do survival whistles in a high pitch, I guess it's just lower pitches will get lost in background noise and stuff. In a windy environment, a high pitched noise might cut through, although low frequencies travel farther. So I don't know, but in survival, they always go with these high pitched whistles. So yeah. Super cool. Takes up damn near, you know, 50% of the space of the knife, which you can see why this wouldn't be a big seller. But these are super collectible, and especially this one is super clean. I mean, this thing was never used. Use these plastic things, you know, anytime they put a plastic part in a knife, if they actually get used, they end up looking like this. Yeah, the plastic just gets all cruddied up and scuffed up. I mean, it's probably the same exact kind of plastic, too. Even though they're different companies. I'm sure they probably got it from the same place. But, yeah, it's probably the same type of plastic as their handles, actually. Just, you know, thermoplastic. But, yeah, man. Super cool little knife. I was very happy to find this one to show all of you. I just think it's a neat little piece of Swiss Army knife history. And that is the Wenger Matterhorn. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bickety Grizz out. Stickers are on the way.